Rolls? Reinhardt? Grafe? Jones? O'Connor? Sheehan? Utica? Miller? Moisango? Cronin? Pizaracek? Cocoon? Azan? Dahman? Hirsch? Brennan? Snyder? Bailey? Hartley? Margaret? Nundal? Pursley? Neal? Kuzi? Gardy? Juwan? Marcus? Olson? Sounds good. We will now move into the Pledge of Allegiance. I invite you all to stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's no program. There's no program. Yep, yep. All right, you good? All right, seeing no program, we will now move into open forum. Open forum is an opportunity to discuss issues relevant to the student body. If you're here for open forum, I invite you to approach the podium. Alrighty, we will continue open forum.
I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Olivia Moody. I'm the student government beat reporter for the Iowa State Daily. So I will be here with you guys every single Wednesday of the semester. If you might remember my face if you've been here for a while, I did the same job in the spring of 24. So some of you might remember me, but yeah, I'll be back there.
Well, hello everyone. My name's Hamath. Hopefully you guys remember me. But yeah, so I'm currently working on the Safe Ride project. I don't know if many of you know what it is, or I know some of you do. During my time, that was one of my biggest projects I was working on, trying to get research and trying to figure out a proposal. And I'm trying to get a group of people together for a subcommittee that is trying to be formed for health and wellness, and we're trying to find people interested in it. So if you are interested, please do contact me or Ren Moyer, the health and wellness director, and we'll try and take further steps into making this a reality. So thank you very much.
Well, I think it's my first time being up here for open forum, but if you don't know me, I don't really know, but my name's Eric. I've been College Design Center for 2 years going into 3, but I don't know, I'll just cut to the chase. After this meeting tonight, I'll be resigning from my position as College Design Center, and that is also the reason why you might have seen the nonprofit bill get tabled, is just due to family issues that require a lot of my time and attention now that have come up recently. I don't have the time to do both positions due diligence without sacrificing one or the other. And I love student government. It's been my home for 3 years, but you know, you guys still can't get rid of me that easily. I'll be here whenever I have time. Just like Hamath has, I'll be the ghost sitting in the back that you can't get rid of. But I am still dedicated and really passionate about this organization. So I'm open if you guys need help or anything, or just need someone to talk to that's not your official voice in the organization anymore. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that I won't be Mr. College Design anymore, but perhaps in the future. Hopefully I'll be back next semester. We'll see. I will be at the next set of meetings pending my availability. So my asset bill coming up later, I'll be here next week to answer questions on that if you guys have any. But yeah, thank you.
Seeing no one else here for open forum, we will now move into adopting the agenda. Is there a motion to do so? The motion was to add 2025-2-2. Motion is add 2025-2-001 SG to the bottom of, remind me again, special orders. Are there any objections? Or is there a motion to adopt the agenda as a whole? No. Are there any objections? State your objection. Alrighty. Yeah, absolutely. There's a motion to table for 1 week the motion to seat a senior director of communications, and along with another motion to table the motion to seat a nonprofit coordinator indefinitely. Is there a second? Any objections? Back on the agenda as a whole, is there a motion to adopt it? Are there any objections? We'll now move to adopting the minutes from last meeting. Is there a motion to do so? Are there any objections? All right, we will now move into committee reports, starting with rules.
Rules Committee is just me and Vice Speaker Hartley currently, but we did just send out an invitation in Teams to potentially join rules. And once you have filled out that Google Forms, you'll be hearing from us shortly about meeting to join rules. Please, if you're going to join rules and you're going to fill out that form, do it by next Wednesday, because we need a rules committee desperately. It's very important, and it is super important to have a rules committee to go over all of our bills that are going to be on the agenda. So please join.
Finance?
Is this working? No? Kind of? Okay. That's fine. Okay, so we are seating a couple of senators to finance on the agenda later. I don't know if I can encourage everyone to vote yes, but you definitely should vote yes, but feel free to ask them questions. We will also be going through pretty much all of the finance bills that are on first read. We'll go through them in that first finance committee meeting. I will be putting in the Teams again the finance committee interest form. We do have a lot of people interested, but if you still want to apply and are interested in joining finance, absolutely do so. I've been working a lot on the cent-by-cent breakdown with Will, Colby, and Cade, and there will be more info to come on that later.
PR? Oh, sorry, Jake, go ahead.
Oh, geez. Okay. Okay, take two. Okay, so essentially, over the summer, this was approved by the Board of Regents. The student activity fee at Iowa State University will stay the $49 a semester, $98 a year that I'm sure you've heard a million times. However, it will be split. So now it will be $40 a semester, $80 a year going to student government, and then $9 a semester, $18 a year going to the Iowa State Daily. This will in turn also cancel our contract with the Iowa State Daily as per one of the final sections in that contract.
PR idea? You should. Do you want to grab a mic quick? Senator Marcus can give you one.
Thank you. The idea committee just consists of me at the moment. I've sent out an interest form on Teams, so if any of you would like to get more involved or would like to suggest any ideas, please do sign up. I'd really appreciate it, and based on the responses, I'll schedule interviews with people, and yeah, that's about it.
Events, local affairs?
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Oops. On. Hello?
You should grab the mic from right there so that they can hear you on the live stream.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I hope everyone had a nice summer. We've had a few city council meetings and SciRide meetings over the summer, so I'll be updating you guys on that later on. But if you're interested in joining the local affairs committee and you have not filled out the interest form, please reach out to me on Teams or email, and we can figure that out. Have a great rest of the first week, you guys.
Sustainability?
Hey guys, yeah, we just put out also our interest form today, finally. So that's good. And we have done a lot of stuff this summer. Did you want to talk about it?
Okay, so over the summer, I was kind of working all over the place, but I wanted to let you guys know about 2 awesome things that happened over the summer. First of all, the water bottle filling stations that you all approved last year, they're all in. So that's epic and cool. Thank you. The second is if you guys go to State, Bayer, or Lead, guess what? There's recycling there now. After 3 years, there's finally recycling there. Please tell your friends, tell your homies, tell everyone. There is recycling in the gyms now. Please utilize it for your Monster energy drinks, for your pre-workout, for all of that fun stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Health and wellness.
Hey guys, if you haven't filled out the interest form and you want to join Health and Wellness, please just send me a Teams message. Over the summer, we completed the violence prevention training form, the interest form for that, and we partnered with Student Wellness to make sure all the language was good in that, and that's ready to be sent out to student organizations, and that's pretty much all we did.
Legislative ambassadors.
Okay, perfect. So for legislative ambassadors, we've been working on our priorities for the year. We're trying to frame our ask to the state for mental health funding a little differently, working with all 3 Regent universities and hopefully the Board of Regents. And so we've been in contact with the other schools throughout the summer, working on, and also mental health professionals from Iowa State to develop our ask and the ask that we want to go with together to kind of push that out much earlier this year to the state. Also, the workforce incentive grants, money that comes from the state, we're working on an ask about that, similar to last year, about opening that to out-of-state students. So more to come on our legislative priorities as they develop. Be on a lookout for a form from me with interest of joining my committee as a legislative ambassador, and yeah, that's what I have.
The comments from the judicial branch. Comments from the advisor.
Sorry about that. I'm a little technology illiterate today. I'm Chad Garland. If you don't already know me, I'm the director of the Memorial Union, and I'm one of 4 advisors for student government. So welcome back, everybody. It's great to have you all. Just a reminder, you do have 4 advisors that are here for you to support you in everything you do. Myself, as well as Brad Hill and Christine Heflin. And then our newest addition was Amy Shaw last December. And you may already know where Amy works. She works right down by the student government office. Brad and my office are just out here in the hallway, just outside. And Christine Heflin works out of student engagement downstairs. So just remember, we're always here if you have questions or need anything or run into hurdles. That's what we're here for. So thank you.
Comments from the executive branch with President Brandt.
Hi, it's working. Hi everyone, welcome back to a new school year. Hope you all had a wonderful summer. It feels good to be back and it's wonderful to see you all again. We've had a busy summer over on the executive cabinet side. Our cabinet members have been busy working on all of their projects and goals, so very excited for them, and also excited to see all the work that you all do this term. Just some quick reminders, some dates to keep in mind. September 13th will be the student government retreat here in the Memorial Union starting at 9 a.m. This is a required event, so if you're not able to attend, just please let us know as soon as possible. We have President Winterstein, Dr. Younger, and a variety of other university administration coming to participate in the roundtable. So it should be a really great discussion. We're looking forward to it. But yeah, welcome back to school. One other thing I was going to touch on is just thank you to everyone who helped out with Welcome Weekend. We heard really good feedback both from students and faculty at the university that the events were really well received and really got our name out there in front of first-year students and then returning students throughout Cyclone Welcome Weekend, which is a really good start to the year. So let's all keep it up and go Cyclones.
Awesome. Seeing no external or internal matters, we will now move into special orders, starting with 2025-2-001 SC, executive nomination for co-directors of events with Speaker Pursley.
All right, so we have 2 nominees for events, and they can go up and talk at the mic.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Lainey Brandt, and I have the privilege to stand before you all as one of the nominees for co-directors of events. I'm currently a sophomore here at Iowa State, majoring in event management and agricultural communications. Here on campus, a few of the things I'm involved in includes College of Ag and Life Sciences Ambassadors, Sigma Alpha Professional Sorority, and Agricultural Communicators of Tomorrow. Through these clubs, I've had the experiences to meet a lot of different individuals on campus, as well as gain experience planning industry tours, helping with recruitment efforts, and then other club events. Additionally to my on-campus activities, I serve as the communications intern for the Minnesota FFA Alumni Association. Within this role, I manage content on various platforms, and I also assist in event planning efforts, including annual conferences, state fair, FFA events, and then as well as some of the activities at state convention for the alumni, and additionally provide membership support. During the last 3 months as interim co-directors of events, Molly and I have worked to develop some fun and exciting plans for student government for the upcoming year. One of our first ones is Student Government Expo coming up on September 18th. We are hoping that this event will provide a space where senators and cabinet members are able to meet with students to talk a little bit about what student government is, as well as how they can become involved in this. So for this event, we have planned activities for every committee that are all Candyland themed. So we're hoping that it will be a fun and laid back opportunity for you to meet with those students that you're representing. Additionally, we've been planning a new event called Jack Trice Remembrance Program. This event will be on October 8th, and it's designed to honor the legacy of Jack Trice while educating on social justice and just how he has still impacted Iowa State students today. So this event will feature a short reception at the beginning where we're able to talk with different university administration as well as some of the other attendees there. And then we'll include speakers, including President Winterstein, Dr. Younger, and then George Trice and Jill Wagner. Throughout the summer, it's really been a privilege to get to work with Molly and as well as other cabinet members. And now Molly's going to be talking a little bit about her experiences and then some of our other upcoming plans.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Molly Fries, and I have had the opportunity the past few months to serve as one of the interim co-directors of events. I'm going to be a sophomore this year, double majoring in event management and agricultural and communications. On campus, I'm involved in Agricultural Communicators of Tomorrow, the Sigma Alpha Professional Agricultural Sorority, as well as serving as the intern for the Papa John Center of Entrepreneurship. Through that internship, I help with programming and events here on campus for over 1,000 students throughout the year, as well as this past summer I stayed in Ames and helped coordinate a national conference for the United States Association of Small Businesses and Entrepreneurship, as well as a student-focused event in Okoboji. As Lainey just shared, we are both super excited about Student Government Expo, as well as Jack Trice Remembrance Day, which are both coming up really quickly. But alongside those, we've been working on launching some new opportunities, as well as establishing plans for programming that's already been done. So for starters, something new that we're wanting to do this year is a thing that we're going to call Cookies and College Senators. So something that we kind of noticed just from hearing feedback is that a lot of the senators kind of struggle hearing from their constituents and really getting out into their colleges. So we're hoping this will promote senators to get out into their home colleges and create more of a relaxed environment for their constituents to really just meet with them in a more approachable setting. So we're hoping this is in November. Next thing that we've been looking at a lot is the Know Your Leaders. This is really a signature event for student government, but what we heard from past the co-directors events as well as just from students is that it's not really an event that they're attracted to go to, and more so we're wanting to push them to, you will find value in this. So we're hoping to turn it into more of a lunch and learn as an opportunity to sit down, have lunch with some of our town hall people as well as Iowa State leaders. And so we've put planning into that, and then we're hoping this will boost both accessibility and student attendance for these events. Since May, I really had the privilege of working alongside Lainey, and we've also had the opportunity to collaborate with both exec cabinet as well as Senate members, and through both of our individual experiences, both in and out of student government event planning, we've seen that at the heart of growth and innovation and growth is connection, and events provide the perfect platform to do that. And Lainey and I are hoping that as the co-directors of events this year, that we are able to really push that growth within student government and get more people involved. So I think we're good to answer any questions you guys may have now.
Senator Snyder.
First of all, thank you both for taking time out of your busy first week. I'm sure you're both slammed with, being students, especially as sophomores. I just noticed as you guys were listing your qualifications, both of which are very extensive, I think you're both very qualified for the position, but they sounded really similar. Communications intern, Sigma Kappa, Ag Communications of Tomorrow. I noticed Molly has a couple more, like the Papa John's programs intern, all that jazz. I was just interested in why we have two co-directors if they have very similar qualifications. Correct me if I'm wrong, you're both ag communicator majors, you both are sophomores, you both have similar work experience. Why do we have two? It seems just kind of repetitive. And I'd love, maybe that's a question for exec committee, lesser so you guys, and I'm willing to cede that time to them as well, but I'd love to hear the answer to that one.
Yeah, so while Lainey and I both do have background in agriculture, we both have very similar experiences in the different internships and programming that we've done. But I would definitely say, like, working together this past summer, we both are bringing different ideas to the table, and being able to collaborate with someone that's specifically working on the events with you has been so beneficial, just because you're able to delegate tasks when there's so much to do, as well as just bring a different perspective, if that answers your question.
I think also with events that it's super great, so like Molly said, to have that other perspective, and then we're really able to bounce ideas off of each other and then really capitalize on each other's strengths to really create the best events possible.
Is there, seeing no more discussion, is there, oh, sorry, Senator Gertis.
I just wanted to compliment you two on the hard work you did over the summer. I was thinking about the leadership town hall a little bit, and what you guys did with adding, what was it, lunch, like a luncheon, food. You know, food always brings in the numbers, so that'll bring students in. I think that's terrific, so good work.
Senator Persley, Speaker Persley.
So I'm just curious about the Board of Regents kickoff. I know that was something that was really successful last year. I'm curious if there are any plans for anything similar, maybe on a smaller scale, or why that event was dropped off.
Yeah, super good question. So that event is actually something the September Board of Regents meeting is rotated between all of the universities, so that's why we're not hosting it this year. But we have talked a little bit about potentially doing something with the Board of Regents later on in the year.
I would also, add that we're hoping to get Board of Regents into things like our town hall series, as well as just to some of our events to keep them involved with student government at Iowa State.
Are there any objections? All right. We will begin with placard vote. All right. All in favor, please place your placard up. Please raise it. Sorry, I apologize. All right, you may put it down. All opposed, same sign. Congratulations, the bill passes favorably. Now moving to 2025-2-001 SG, seating senators on the Finance Committee with Senator Marcus.
Hi, everybody. I am Senator Marcus, or Riker Marcus. I am up here with Senator Jones and Senator Shin. We are the 3 members that have so far been chosen to be sat on Finance Committee. The reason there's only 3 of us so far is because Finance Director Kammeyer wants to have quorum. That way he can start getting business underway while he continues doing interviews. And yeah. You guys want to say?
I'll introduce myself. I don't know if you all know me. I'm Samantha. I go by Sammy. This will be my 2nd year in Finance Committee, so I'm pretty familiar with everything finance related. I was there last year when Finance Director Kammeyer was a senator, so we go way back, I guess. Feel free to ask questions, and I encourage you to ask questions to us tonight while we're up here. So.
Hi guys, I'm Lillian Shin. I'm the engineering senator. I have no prior experience to the Finance Committee, but I'm someone that is very willing to learn and just do different things. A fun fact about me is that I have a very extensive budgeting sheet. If you guys have talked to me, I love my budgeting sheet, so I'm very excited to hopefully be part of this Finance Committee, and feel free to ask a lot of questions.
Senator Snyder.
One of the big or larger events last year that happened was we had to table our PNC for a week because Sports Club Council came in during open forum and just talked to us about like, hey, they didn't feel like they had adequate representation when we were making this document. Are you guys open to, as members of Finance Committee, making sure that Sports Club Council and other representatives of Iowa State have a hand when we're revising that document this year, if we are?
I can say for myself personally, I 100% remember that. I was on the committee last year. I forgot to mention it, but I do have about roughly a year of experience on Finance Committee. I was there when that dispute kind of happened a little bit, and we just had some communication issues. I will say that not only communicating to Sports Club Council, but also just communicating to many other clubs about what Finance Committee is and what it does and what we can do for them is one of my personal goals for being on Finance Committee, as well as just being a senator this year. It's something I want to accomplish, so I am definitely here for that.
Senator Persley. Speaker Persley, sorry.
Okay, kind of going off of that a little bit, but this question is for each of you individually. What's one thing that you hope to improve with Finance Committee this year?
Finance Committee is pretty transparent as it is. I think just making our meetings more well known to the public, because we can, correct me if I'm wrong, we can have people sit in our meetings, correct? Yeah, we can have people sit in our meetings. And so if the public, the students want to come join in, I think making our meetings put on the website, maybe that's a question for our IT director to put our meetings when we meet weekly on the website.
Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure how to answer your question since I have no prior experience to it, but I think during the first couple of sessions, I'll definitely keep an eye out to see what kind of other improvements can be made.
Yeah, thank you for that question, because I get to talk about one of my biggest goals this year. So like I was saying a little bit before, one of my biggest goals is to talk to as many clubs as possible, and if I can, club treasurers, because there's a lot of clubs I learned during last year, during February, during campaigning. I learned a lot of clubs aren't aware of Finance Committee, and a lot of clubs aren't aware of what we can do for them. So my biggest plan this year is doing more outreach specifically geared towards that, if that answers your question.
Senator Rolls.
I didn't know it did this. Well, just because someone has to do it. I know all you guys will be really qualified to be on finance. I mean, I know all you guys personally, and I know you guys have a really good attention, detail, and you'll serve pretty well on the committee. But, like I said, someone has to do it. What's one word to describe yourself?
I think personally the word sunshine describes me in a bottle, and so I think that works for me, but I'm really positive. I think when everyone sees me, I have a smile on my face, and I'm really energetic, so.
I think the one word that I'm going to go with is going to be driven, because I feel like if you get me talking about my goals, I'm driven to keep talking about them, and then once I set my mind on something, I just do everything I can to get towards it.
I think mine would probably be I'm a listener. I like talking, but I'm always more willing to listen to people a lot more than talk myself.
Thank you. I yield.
Is there a second? Are there any objections? All right, we will proceed with a placard vote. Unanimous consent has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Congratulations. All right, we'll now move into new business. As a reminder, all these bills are on first read this week, so discussion, but no voting on them this week. So starting with 2025-2-001F, funding for the 2025 Student Government Expo with Senator Marcus.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is just a funding bill for the Student Government Expo. It's got the budget laid out. If you look at the bill, it's got a chart of everything they're looking to purchase and have funded. And I'm able to answer any yes or no questions, I believe.
All right, seeing no discussion, we will move on to 2025-2-002F, West Coast Swing Dance Club room reservations with Senator Marcus.
This is also a first read finance bill, just about the Forker and State Gym are now charging for room reservations, so we will cover that per the P&C, and I will answer any other questions.
Seeing no discussion, we'll move to 2025-2-003F, funding the student government travel to the Big 12 conference with Speaker Pursley.
Yeah, so this is a bill on first read. It's for funding student government travel to the Big 12 conference. You can read through all the expenses in the chart on the bill.
Seeing no discussion, we'll move to 2025-2-001SA, ratifying a contract for in-body scans between student government and recreation services with Speaker Pursley.
Okay, this is a contract that is on first read. We've had a couple conversations about the in-body scans in student government before, but I feel like the bill is pretty straightforward, and you can find the contract on the bill. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Yep.
Just motion to add Senator Zahn to the roll.
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any objections? Thank you. Continue with the discussion on the, all right. We will move to 2025-2-03A, approving the fiscal year 2026 through 2027 asset priorities with Senator Rolls.
Well, if you guys have any yes or no questions immediately, I'll be able to take them. This is just kind of our priorities for the next fiscal year. Does that link work? Okay, good, I did it right. But yeah, these are just our asset funding priorities. They haven't changed in a little bit. I spent the summer kind of doing research into it to make sure if anything needs to change, it would change. Everything's mostly stayed the same, just a little more detail with this one and just a different format. But yeah, everything's pretty much the same.
Are there any questions regarding the asset priorities?
First of all, thank you very much for putting this together. And I know, Senator Rolls, I know you're leaving the Senate. We learned tonight, and so I want to say, first of all, thank you for all that you've done over the years. I just wanted to ask you as a yes or no question, do you plan on being here next week if we do have non-yes or no questions that can't be answered right now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Senator Zahn, welcome.
Thank you, Eric, again. Did you change anything specifically this year compared to last year?
No.
In terms of order?
No.
Yes or no?
No, without getting into further detail.
Okay.
Any further questions? All right, well, that was our last item of business for this evening. I'd like to thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank you all especially for wearing business professional. I know it's super important being a professional organization, so thank you. And I'll now hand it over to the Vice Speaker.
Very excited for us all to be back together. We're getting pumped to be back in student government. If you are interested in rules, please fill out that form. And be sure to do your office hour this week and communicate with me or Alex if you would like to establish a recurring office hour.
Speaker Pursley.
Okay, so first, before I go, is there anyone that wants to do their own closing announcement? Closing announcement. I think we missed that.
Oh, yes.
All right. Did you want a closing announcement? Okay. So first things first, I will be writing this in our legislative packet for next week, but next week we will be doing a working meeting on bill writing and cardinal credits. We're not going to have Senate any earlier. It's still going to start at 6. So we'll just be doing the working meeting at 6, and then Senate will start later. Yes. And so remember that that's going to be next week. And then I will say, please fill out this survey that I'm going to be putting back up on the board. I wanted everyone to fill it out by the end of the night. And thank you for doing so well in the first Senate. Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Are there any objections? Thank you all.
Go Cyclones.